Now, for our next speaker, despite of the vast knowledge of available to leaders on how to effect lasting positive organizational change, too many executives continue reaching for some comfortable levers that consistently miss the mark. Thus, the off-site and failure rate of organization transformations continue hovering around 70%. Following the next speaker for the morning session, Mr. Dian Kot will talk about the new world of organizational change and development. Now, Mr. Dian Kot is a multi-licensed project consultant, speaker, and facilitator for academe, NGOs, and private companies with more than 20 years of experience in people management, HR, OD, and business process improvement. Now, he is also a chartered professional in human resources and a certified learning and development professional, which he has a extensive exposure in ISO 9001 2000, ISO 9001 2008, and 9001 2015, and of course is a Six Sigma Green Belt trainee. He holds a bachelor's degree in clinical psychology, degree units of master's in psychology, and currently taking master's in industrial engineering and management, all of which are from the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. No? Of course, he also has been a successful HR and OD project volunteer since 2010, helping organizations attain effectiveness, efficiency, and processes. So again, please help me welcome Mr. D. Ancot. Hi, Coach D. Good morning.
Good morning, Sir Jester, and thank you very much for this very warm welcome for me. And alam ko, most of you is very hard sundan si Sir Francisco. Pero I have this very detail na we have to unplug something. When Sir Francisco talk about, parang ano yung feeling na nawala lahat ng baggage mo sa buhay. So that is one of the secrets sa organizational success. You have to hire someone na talagang really inspire you. Sorry for that barking number ko. Sumasabay talaga na siya kapag time na. Ayan. So, for me, I'll be sharing with you my file.
Okay, can you try sharing your screen now so we'll be able to see the presentation?
Yes, sir. I'm doing my screen.
All right. Okay. Yeah, no, that's actually one of the somehow advantages and disadvantages of working from home. Kasi ang stress reliever natin din, no, ay aso pag sobrang stress out na tayo, we have our pets beside us. When we're working from home, no, we get to hug them, kiss them, and even get cuddles with them. At paminsan very clingy sila. Yan, kagaya ni Coach D, no. Habang siya nagsasalita, no, kinakamusta din siya ng kanyang pet. So ako, meron din akong mga pets sa house, no. And I'm sure nung mga CPHR times we have also our speakers and even trainees who have their pets beside them, and nakakatuwa na nakikita yung kanilang mga pets beside them. Ayan. So we're able to
kasi alam mo, ito yung mga times na when it comes to organizational challenges and development, we have to look at kung ano yung mga internal needs. Alright, so I have a problem right now. So, Guro.
Yeah. Sure, if you can't share skins, it's okay, no? As long as nandiyan naman si Coach D na i-explain yung presentation niya. So, either is okay. Oh, again, while
Yes,
is prepared. Yan. So while Coach D is preparing for
I do believe that all of us have learned from yesterday's information, lalo na kay Ma'am Vivian. Sobrang ganda ng presentation ni Ma'am Vivian. It talks about HR sustainability. And when we talk about HR sustainability, it talks about yung environment. Alam mo, I'm asking you, meron ba kayong KPI, key performance indicator, when it comes to your environmental sustainability? That's a huge question, diba? So when we talk about organizational change, because we're experiencing new challenges when it comes to pandemic. Ano ha, may bibigay lang sa inyo information. Prior sa pandemic, we are already focusing industry. So what is industry 4.0? So that is about us, all of us, acquiring the artificial nation of everything. Medyo, ayoko sasabihin na nag-boost yung, dahil sa pandemic, nag-boost yung AI. Nag-boost tayo talaga lahat. Parang pinilit niya tayong magpunta doon kasi ang bagal-bagal talaga natin mag-develop. Anong isang example niya? Balance scorecard. Napakabagal natin mag-adapt ng balance scorecard. It was developed during 1990s. But until now, a lot of companies sa mga clients ko are now developing balance scorecard. Diba? So, sobrang bagal. Pero ano for me, ang pinaka-challenges for us is not about this pandemic. It's all about our awareness and readiness. Awareness and readiness. Kasi if you're all aware na mangyayari ito sa future, and we are all ready, meron tayong programa na nakakahibat sa company, then we are all aware kung ano yung pwede natin gawin. There are a lot of companies na nag-close. Alam mo, nakayak dyan, yung isang HR manager asked me paano ba mag-draft ng memorandum to mag-lay off ng mga employees. Kasama din siya. Ang nakakaiyak because this HR manager has attended and proud na matindi siya ng HR sustainability program. Diba? So, there are a lot of things na dapat natin ma-execute. It is not about pandemic, but it's all about the way how we execute things. Ang dami natin idea kahapon. Sobra. I do believe you jot it down. Diba? So, once you jot it down, lalo na kay Sir Francisco, dapat meron kang platform on how you could execute it properly. Doon tayo magaling. Kasi dapat pag HR ka, you know how to properly execute from idea to action. That is what the SIPO process, output, customer. Again, what is SIPO? Supplier, input, output, customer. You have to really understand what SIPO is all about. Because sa ating manggagawa, no, dalawa lang tayo. Isa, nagagawa niya yung trabaho niya. Yung isa, naiintindihan niya yung trabaho niya. So, saan ka pipili? Ba, isa, nagpa-punch in and out, nag-type lang, alis na. Yung isa naman, nag-type din, punch in and out. Alam niya kung para saan yung trabaho niya. We can only do that through understanding. Ito tell them, para saan yan? So, yung organizational change and development, kahapon, ang dami-dami na talagang sinabi ng mga tips and bullets. Sobra. You cannot implement it if wala ka idea on how to implement it. So, ang unang mong gagawin is make buy-in idea sa top management. Kasi sila yung nagagawa. Para malaman nila on how they could buy this project, you have to make sure na malinaw yung ipapresent mo sa kanila. Pero when you present it, kasi sa top management, may kriling oras dahil nagmamadali yan. Malinaw sa documentation, bakit pa pinapakita na you have to change? Send yung supplier, input, process, output, customers. So, makikita mo yung integration. So, meron lang akong problema sa aking share file. Pero I guarantee you, bibigyan ko kayo lahat ng mga materials about HR Process Engineering module. Isasama natin yung kay Sir Jester sa CPHR module. Alam mo, for me, dumating din ako sa time na feeling ko, baka ako yung pinakamagaling na CLDP certified na HR before. But when I attended CLDP before, yung Certification for Learning and Development Professionals, sobrang enhance ang aking competency. Sobrang. As in, if you want to acquire these competencies, may examination, you have to attend this training program, punta po kayo sa CLDP na training. If you want to acquire about these details, please do so. Ngayon, when it comes to organizational assessment, kasi before you do any intervention about organizational change and development, kailangan, sorry for that, kailangan na malinaw ano yung tatahakin mo. So, ang kauna-unahan mong gagawin is job analysis. Job analysis is the most important equipment for me as a practitioner, and I help a lot of organization mga nasa 7 na sila ngayon who are doing the same. No? So, job analysis, hindi daw porket sinabi mo job analysis, meron kang salary structure. In job analysis, ang dami mo data na makukuha dyan. No? So, it comes from talking about people, about incompetencies, and you will be surprised. Why? A lot of my client would say na tap me at my back, yung mga empleyado, buti lang sir dumating ka. Sir, why? Kasi may kumakausap sa amin sa HR. Imagine that. For years. Wala palang kumakausap sa mga empleyado for them to be uplifted or anything. So for me, yung change for organizational development is totally andyan Di natin napapractice totally. So one thing that I would like to inculcate for everyone is to understand the job of each position and their implication to the business and concept of the organization. When we talk about concept of the organization, ibibigay po ko sa inyo na 6 guide on how you could do so. Medyo may problem lang ako sa share file. You need to understand kung gaano mo kakilala ang organization. If you cannot recite the mission and vision of your organization, ask anyone. Sa lahat ng mga clients ko, they cannot. Even managers, they cannot cite the mission and vision. Question ko, paano nyo nagagawa yung output niyo? When it comes to cognitive psychology, anything na hindi mo natatandaan at naaalala, hindi mo nagagawa. Yun lang. So for me, when it comes to organization and development, doon muna po tayo sa basic. Kasi ang dami-dami kong kliyente na hindi alam yung mission, vision na mga advice. Doon po muna tayo pupunta sa awareness. Ayan. So that's my tip for today. There will be a lot of materials that I'll be giving out for for this session. And also, please support yung HR effectiveness with copyright approval from United Kingdom na partnered ang si PHRA, CLD, all for the students of state universities and local colleges. It is free. Kami na po bahala sa certification. Salamat!
Ayan. So thank you very much, Coach Lee, for that. No? So again, as promised by Coach Lee, we'll be sending out the slides no sa mga participants. So before we conclude no to today's session, no, feel free to ask regarding organizational change and development. O habang nandiyan si Coach Lee, mukhang kailangan natin i-maximize ang time, no? So Coach Lee can help us no sa mga queries natin. So now ito yung mga somehow questions regarding the organizational change and pandemic at the same time. So what do you think, Coach Lee, are the changes have been made under the crisis? Nung pumasok ang pandemya sa atin, sa organization, ano ba yung mga changes na nangyari sa organization? And ano ba yung mga dapat na steps na i-take natin no to prevent problems from occurring? Coach Lee?
Yes. Actually, if alam ninyo sa HR, yung risk assessment, wala tayo dapat problema. At beforehand, bago dumating yung pandemic, may nilabas na si Dole na article about telecommuting law. Yung telecommuting law is all about working home. So alam mo yung flexibility matrix natin, dapat ginagawa na natin yan before. Yung mindset kasi natin as HR, alam mo yung physical presence, pag pumasok ka, mag-encode ka lang, uwi ka ulit. Ang nagawa mo talaga is encode. Why not bring the encoding sa bahay? So yun, yun yung mindset na sinasabi ng Dolly before. Hindi lang tayo maka-adapt talaga ng mabilisan. I understand that. Kasi more on our culture na kapag present ka, may attendance ka sa opisina, yun yung gusto sana na baliin before. So, yung problema ngayon, di ba? Last year, quarantine, ano yung flexibility matrix? Nangyari sa amin yan sa isang kliyente ko. Yung accountant, which usually encode lang yung payroll, account receivables and payable, encoding na talaga yung trabaho niya ng staff. As a staff, umuwi from Batangas. Nagkaroon ng pandemic. Closed. Kung naituro niya doon sa Makati resident na admin, wala maging problema. Ang naging problema, itong kumpanya na to na I'm handling, na client, hindi sila makapress ng payables and receivables. Kasi accountant, nasa labas. What if kung naituro mo yan beforehand? Yung tinatawag natin flexibility matrix. I-train mo yung mga tao mo na kapag may mangyayari, ito yung alternate natin for that task, di ba? Siya yung malapit So yun yung problema.
Thank you for that, Coach Lee. No? So ito pa, meron tayong question from our audience. So we have here Tessie Poteras. So question is, how do you deal with people who resist the possible changes that the institution plans execute? And of course, how do you prepare the people for the changes in the institution?
Yes, alam mo, na-experience ko yan, ma'am. From Pampanga, iba yung language nila. Iba rin yung language ko. Pero I do love yung mga ranks. Yung mga blue-collar job, yung mga sobrang mahalaga sila. As in, I hate managers. Sorry to say that. Kasi these are the people talagang gumagawa. Alisin mo lahat ng managers, yung ranks, mabubuhay yung kumpanya. Now, the problem was, yung dialect on how I could pronounce it. So usually, pag pupunta ang Pampanga, I have to ask someone to convert my language to them. Dialect pa lang yan. Two, dapat lahat ng job analysis na questionnaire ko, may Tagalog na conversion. So, para malinaw. 3, kapag pupunta ako sa iba naman, na regional, sorry to say this, pero I have to ask for their own dialect. Kasi yung dialect nila is very, very important. Remember ha, 2 taong klase lang sa company. Tacit and explicit. Tacit, ito yung mga kayang gawin, nahihirapan mag-express. Explicit, kagaya ko, pakitaan mo ko ng work instruction, I can explain it to you. Pagawan mo ko kung paano yung actual, hindi ko magagawa. So, yung tacit, for me, tacit employees is very, very important sa organization. Challenging, sobra, that you have to extract yung the way how they work. Kailangan mo talaga andun ka. No, kapag di na ma-explain, pumunta ka dun sa trabaho nila to observe and see how. Ayun po.
Ayun, no? So change implementation lang talaga, no? Sabi ni Ishel Gonzalez dito, sulong sa wika. So another question from the audience, we have here JM Joker de Malanta. Question about how can you handle if the top management is the main concern of the employees?
Pag top management, nagkataon po kasi na fanatic ako ng ISO. If you're ISO certified, ino-audit po yung top management. Midronats po yun. Palagi akong napupunta sa top management. Ang una ko tinatanong sa top management, remember yung SIPO ko kanina? Ano yung SIPO? Supplier, input, process, output, customer. Pag yung checking, the delay sa supplier, delay na yung raw materials mo. Business, di ba? I always ask them na how updated you are. Parang ganito lang, parang medyo magaan na, di ba? How updated you are. When it comes to paying sa supplier, madalas okay. So you can actually audit top management when it comes to concern of employees. Actually, isa sa pinakamagandang audit dyan, JM Jopper, yung objective evidence when you apply ISO na yung top management across the level of employees are good leaders. Ano yung objective evidence mo? When we talk about objective evidence, dapat nakikita. So when you apply ISO, dapat lahat ng leaders, maganda na pag may auditor, walang absenteeism and tardiness problem. Ayan. So you won't be a leader if meron ka yan.
Ayan, ito, meron pa tayong question regarding ISO dahil na-open din naman ang ISO, no? So dito na natin because Ayan, ISO. Sa ISO, di ba pwedeng kasama finance? Binto companies na sinasabi, di kasama si finance. Kasi may sariling audit sila, minsan sa kanila ang bottleneck.
Yes, I do agree kasi finance is a separate practitioner. Pero you can audit finance when it comes to processing of, example, employee loans. Yung medyo magagaan lang. Kasi karapatan ng employer to hide. Hindi ko pwede mag-audit dyan eh. Meron tayong rules talaga for finance. So yung expedition, siguro yung process time, yan yung auditable. Pag nag-audit kami sa finance, magaan. Like, gano'n mo kabilis na-approve yung loan ng emergency. Yan lang. So, iba sila. ISO pertains to, marami sa version ha, 9000-2015 Quality Management System. It pertains to the way how we respond sa customer.
Ito naman, no, with an expat naman. So what if the management was expat, no, and they are very old-fashioned in work? How can I convince them to do projects that was out of the box? Especially meron tayong mga international organizations and they're branching out to countries. However, ito meron tayong mga Filipinos, of course, na meron idea. Kaso ang challenge lang since this organization is from based from an international country and they ano din nag-branch out sila dito. Paano ngayon yung mga Filipino employees na ma-convince to do projects that was out of the box sa mga expats?
Kakayno is my mentee, developing mentee. Sobrang love ko yan. Mahirap kasi nung time na nasa Pogo ako, sir, yes sir. Admittedly, nung sa Pogo ako, Taiwanese yung pinaka-boss ko. Mahirap talaga, sobra. Pero, battle. No? We create a rules sa top management. When we battle, yung points ko as local employee, dahil galing ako sa ISO, gusto ko merong point system. May bearing sa amin sa local. Otherwise, yari sila. What happened to us was, yung performance management ng buong organization bumagsak by ang daming dumadating na unregistered na Chinese. Banas na banas talaga ako ng time na yon. Habang inaayos ko yung iba, nagpakala ko sa top management. Sabi ko, ano ba to? Di ba nag-usap na? So you have to be brave and to be ikaw mo problema niya in the end di ba? Ayun lang.
Ayan, ito naman related to ISO regarding sa fashion management style. So if I will be given a chance to handle an old-fashioned management style, in what specifically ISO related technique I must use first in order to make cultural change?
Madami. Kasi sa ISO, you are being required to attend. Kung ikaw yung top management, bago ka mag-attend na ISO, kailangan maintindihan yung 7 quality management principles. Isa sa 7 quality management principles is to become a good leader. Responsive. Requirement talaga yan. It has to be documented. Kung di mo kaya, huwag ka na magpa-ISO.
Ayun, okay. So I guess we're through with the discussion of Coach D and Kot, no? Again, for the plenary session, the new world of organizational change and development, no? So if you're in the phase of our about to start a major transformation, no? We trust that you have a sense of how hard it will be. But do know that the one obstacle you can best prevent from derailing transformation is actually yourself. So thank you very much, Coach D and Kot, for sharing with us the way how we can. Yeah.
Pwede mo promote. We'll be having Officina Branch 2. It is a co-working space and virtual office for those who would like to acquire services. Please go to Officina Resources.
Yun. So again, Officina Resources, Coach D and Kot is the Managing Director of Officina Resources Corporation. So ayun, again, thank you, Coach D, for sharing with us the way on how we can go through the new world of organizational change and development. So again, we will be sharing you the presentation of Coach D, no? Sayang di na-present, no? Pero yun nga, meron pa rin kayong chance, no, to get a view of the presentation he really did made. So again, thank you very much, Coach D, and ingat sila.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.